Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good
Good
morning, good morning. Yeah, we're back.
Us again.
Yeah, we're doing this video to talk, to show you snippets of what will be discussed and what can be talked about this Saturday for investing insights. So for those who are joining us or who want to know more about the event, you can click the link below so you get updates on how you can sign up, how you can register. And we will be talking more about these topics more this Saturday. So I'm with, again, one of the idols in the financial industry, Randall Chongson, who, I don't know if you noticed, very, very slim right now. Oh,
Marvin yan,
what,
Marvin.
what have you been doing?
Just less of everything.
No carbs, no sugar.
Minimize. Not naman totally no carbs.
Nice.
But minimize.
How's it working? Di naman masakit
It's
sa
good.
ulo?
Hindi naman. You have to get used to it eh. At saka, like anything else, it has to be a lifestyle change talaga.
What's the biggest lifestyle change in losing weight?
Oh well, you can wear better clothes.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Tsaka you feel lighter. You don't, diba, pag mabigat, mabilis hingalin and everything. I can do more stuff.
Okay, something interesting in line with that, no. You said that there was a lifestyle change. And then you also said that it's something that you do as a process daily.
Yeah.
How do you relate that to your own personal investing?
Well, as I said, finance is really more behavioral than anything else. And if you want to achieve anything, it has to be lifestyle. Example, savings, spending, investing. It has to be a lifestyle. It has to be done. You just don't do it whenever you feel like doing it. You do it on a regular basis. In fact, it's a daily thing. It's a daily grind that you have to do.
But what's the biggest benefit of it? No? Kasi parang for some it's hard, especially I'm sure a lot of people at the start of the year are very excited to invest. Pero what will keep them going on
I think,
for the rest of the year?
I think it's important to be that dapat habit forming. Whenever that's why I recommend that when you invest, it is better to do it on a more regular basis. As against doing it. That's just the problem. Some people, they wait for the right time and everything, but then they don't actually do it. But if you have a structure that you do it on a regular basis, let's say an auto-debit arrangement or something like that, it removes those times na parang you don't feel like doing it or you forget and stuff. Sometimes it's not that you don't like to, sometimes you're just preoccupied. That happens to me sometimes. When I'm busy doing other things, I tend to forget. So yun yung nagiging problem.
So which leads me to this question. If you tend to forget, you're busy, which is actually better, active or passive investing?
Marvin, I've always been an advocate of more passive type because number one, I understand that it's really more behavioral than anything else. And it's enough for me to see that, if you're very regular, if you're very structured, you can actually outperform active investments.
Okay.
Because the tendency is you're always coming into the market regardless of what it is, it's up or down, no? So chances are, over time, again, the quid pro quo here, Marvin, it has to be done over time. When I say over time, I'm not talking about over 6 months or over a year. We're talking about something that is over 5-10 years, and that kind of works from that perspective. So especially if you're the type of a person that's busy with so many things, or you're not as well versed as you're not as smart as Marvin, yung mga ganun bagay.
But when you say passive, is this a particular investment product or is this a methodology of doing your investment?
It's really actually both. It can actually works both. No? For example, if I say passive, and if you wanna really select your own, let's say stocks, you probably would just chosen 2 or 3 or 4 that you want to regularly invest in, things that you think are going to be very good in the future. Or you can do it via a fund, let's say an index fund or an alpha fund or whatever fund you think that you want to fancy. Just keep on doing it and on a regular basis, then it's actually going to do the trick over time. Again, the thing is it has to be done over time with regularity. Kasi nga, pwedeng once a year ka lang maglagay, it's not gonna work, diba? Or so forth and so on.
But the biggest the biggest questions I get normally for those who would do tranches like that is they're into their investment for 1 year. Pula yung portfolio nila, pula yung mutual funds nila, pula yung stocks nila. How should they deal with that, especially if they're passive?
Well, you have to understand that these things will do well over time again. Regardless of what investments that you make, there's always that risk that it's not going to do well. In fact, sometimes it can do bad for about 2 years or 3 years. We've seen that. But ultimately, if you invest according to your objectives, you wait, you understand time frames, you understand that these things will do well over time, then you're going to be okay.
But is it uh
That's the advantage, Marvin, of more passive as against selecting a more a broad investment, let's say an index. It's going to be over time. There's a probability to outperform certain selected stocks. Kasi baka mamaya selected stocks mo, they don't perform. You've seen that certain stocks actually do not do well over even long term. In fact, some of them may be negative. So the risk is going to be higher.
But-
or when they do well naman, you can actually earn more.
But should they actually sell when it's down, or should they just stay, or would you recommend that they add quickly pag mababa, or pula yung
Ako, of course,
portfolio nila?
every person has their own strategy. And let's just talk about what I do. What I do is, I do it on a regular basis. When I see the market go down, I have money. Kasi yun yan, pwedeng down yung market, wala ka naman pang invest. Then I have to do that. I add a little bit, but it's still not, I don't go all out. The advantage is, I've been doing it for many years. So, it's a little bit, I'm kind of used to that idea.
Okay.
Unlike Marvin, talagang Marvin has like hundreds of millions to invest. No?
But what do you say when what's your take on active investing? So since you're more of a passive
Yeah,
investor, you like
Well-
people to invest for the long term. Is there any merit still for people who
Of course,
who do active
syempre,
investing still?
especially if you do it right, your active investing would outperform if you do it right. That's the thing, if you do it right. But that means a lot of dedication on your part. You should study. You should be good at your fundamentals. You should be good at your technicals. You should give it enough time. I mean, you should do enough study, understand the strategies. It's gonna work for you. It does work. It does wonders for Marvin. If you're that kind of a person. So again, even in investing, may personality yan.
Okay.
If you think that you can do it, if you think that you have enough time, you want to dedicate yourself, then that's gonna work for you.
Kaso in my experience, this is the problem when you do active trades more. Number one, of course, everyone knows that you will have more transaction fees.
Yes.
Pero here's the thing: there will be times in your trading that you will need to cut losses at a
Yes.
very small amount.
At saka there are times
do
na talagang you will stay out of the market.
But do you
Yeah.
suggest that they should actually cut losses? That is it okay to cut losses even if they're buying, say, a fundamentally sound company like Ayala Corp, Jollibee?
Alam mo, Marvin, that really depends on your strategies and your objectives. There are advantages and disadvantages of cut losses. Of course, traders are always advocating cut losses. But then again, it really depends. Meron ka bang options? If you cut loss here, where you're supposed to invest, it's gonna grow. Or you might actually miss the boat. By the time you come in, it might be too late. So again, there's pros and cons about that. So the strategies are really quite unique against your objectives, and again, on who you are and things that you believe in. You have to be able to believe kasi on something, stick to it. And I've met a lot of people who actually stuck with whatever they have because they really believe in that whole company or whatever it is that they're doing, or the industry, and it worked for them. And on the other hand, meron mga naman pinilit hawakan, talagang hindi na nag-recover, and really, they could have cut loss a long time ago.
Okay, this is something very unique to what's happening today. No, Jollibee yesterday hit 277 pesos per share, its highest ever.
Ever.
The problem with that, since we're talking about active investing, is number one, Jollibee has been expensive kahit nung 240 pesos siya, 250.
Dati na siyang mahal.
Dati siyang mahal. Pero paano yun? There were people who did not invest because Jollibee was priced expensive. Fundamentally, it was priced expensive. Pero ngayon, they're missing out also from gains na possible. How would
You have to understand
how would you suggest that?
Marvin, my perspective is a little bit different kasi I look at it from a business perspective. I look at it from an economic perspective. The reason why Jollibee continues to be a viable stock or a good stock is because more and more people are actually eating it. So again, at the end of the day, you cannot, even if fundamental says, mahal ka na and everything, but you go around, you see more and more Jollibees opening up. They're going more global today. More people are eating chicken, and more people can afford to eat Chicken Joy.
Or dating one-piece Chicken Joy ngayon, two-piece na.
Those things, I mean, that's where the market really is driving it, and eventually price is a reflection of value, and ultimately that's gonna do it. Now, At whether it's gonna correct, I mean, I don't know about you, Mark, the technical perspective, lahat naman yan nako-correct eh.
Yeah.
But it's an issue of, are you okay with
Pero
the correction?
ako-
Are you gonna wait? Diba?
Here's what I believe, no. This is from a technical standpoint. Now, since we're talking about active, the support now is 260. If we stay above 260, I think the Jollibee can go to 340 already over the midterm. So, very very interesting. Kaso yun nga lang, depende talaga sa tao on how they will
Alam
go
mo, Mark,
about it.
with all this support and resistance, all these things, it's never a hard and fast rule. Eh. And you've seen so many stocks that are in their support and yet went down, or vice versa. Those things will always happen. At the end of the day,
Breakdown.
the market will always have its own mind. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't have, alam mo, hindi na porke technically sound, susundan yung market eh. So we've seen that, and really, of course, there's value to it, understanding, so there's wisdom. But at the end of the day, you really have to stick with certain investments that you think is going to do well, you know, and ultimately, it has to be fundamentally sound. When I say fundamentally sound, it's not limited to what your fundamental analysis tells you.
Okay.
It's also, you know, from many things. Consumption, how the economy is, the brand itself, you know, those things are very, very important.
From your experience in the financial planning,
In other words, the business has to be good.
This has to be good. From your experience from a financial planning perspective, for a 20-year horizon, which will do better? People who are passive or people who are active? Or is there parang a role model for people to follow na passive investor that has done really
With
well?
all due respect to my good friend Marvin and the other active traders, multiple studies have proven that over time, passive investors outperform active investors. Not because that's the better way of doing it, because it's behavior driven. Eh.
Okay.
You can be an active pero you know you're not really following your trades or everything. Hindi rin mag-work yan. Or you're very emotional when you invest. Hindi rin mag-work yan. One of the things that works for passive investors is that you remove the emotions and you remove all these behavioral concerns that can prevent you from actually making, I don't know, kasi human nature natin when the market is down and everything, people would not even want to consider investing. Takot sila eh. So that's what happens. So again, because of that perspective, passive investors, they actually outperform active investors. It's just like me buying a piece of property that, you know, that I have extra money, I bought it, I did, you know, and eventually 10, 20 years after, it did well because, you know, then let's say some businesses that I have. So that's for me, that's my perspective. Unless you do it the way Marvin does. You
No.
know, you really look at it, you really understand it. And I'm not discounting that you can make money. You actually make money from that perspective. Some people do. But you have to be that person also. You have to be that person na willing to do it, willing to study it, willing to constantly look at the charts. I mean, if you're not Marvin Guillermo, charts are not attractive.
but this one, would you be willing, for example, to buy a stock that's centavos na baka hindi ganun kaganda yung company pero centavos lang siya, piso siya, with the hope that it could actually become 10 pesos someday, or you're willing to buy a 100 peso company that has the track record of growth na in the past?
Personally, I'd stay with something that I would consider but kasi that's choosing between highly speculative and just, you know, risky investments eh. Pag highly speculative talaga, there's always that higher risk, but of course the higher gain. I mean, you know, these companies are doing well, but ako I have to understand what the business is all about eh. Kahit na ba, alam mo, at the end of the day, there are things that you need to consider eh. Are the owners or the managing people managing the company, are they okay? Is the sector good?
Baka makalata or
Alam mo, baka magano ka. So personally ako, I would not even consider those things. But having said that, some people are really into that eh. So ang key na lang is don't expose yourself too much. Example, don't put more than 10% of what your money is or your investment is. Kasi nga that can, yun nga make or break.
But for you, 10%,
kitain,
and 10% is already like 50 million
for Marvin.
For you, oh my gosh.
Parang okay. Controversial talk, Bitcoins.
And Bitcoin's
Diba?
part of this video also.
Bitcoins. Let's say, should you put Bitcoin? Some people are really, is it the way of the future? Again, you look at it from two sides of the argument. There's yes and no. I mean, even regulations are ambivalent about this thing. So that's always going to be an issue. So, should you go? I mean, if your risk tolerance is high or you're into speculative, you believe that, you know, this technology is the way of the future, and then go ahead. No? Pero again, wisdom will tell you, don't expose all your money there. That's very unwise.
So Bitcoin kanina no was around 11,000 US dollars.
It's from a peak of about 20, no?
Yeah, it's down 43% in 3 weeks
From
already.
2000 to 11,
Yeah, so
100, no?
so that's a very sharp decline already, no?
But you know, because it's a sharp growth.
Okay.
So that's the whole idea. The sharp, then that's the reason why personally, just I always get in trouble when I say this, no? I don't look at those things. I don't even consider it personally because I don't like that kind of volatility. But some people, they make money out of that volatility. So it's just not me.
But is it from where it is right now? Is it gonna crash even further?
You know, the problem with the Bitcoin is, even if you do charts, even if you do analysis, what is the basis of your analysis? Ano siya? It's not something we can look at historically. It's not something that we can. Alam mo, it's hard to really understand how it's actually being done. And if your risk tolerance is, you know, you want the speculative and everything, and you really believe that this is the way, this is the currency of the future, and then you will have to, kasi you always invest according to your convictions. So if you're not convinced, don't invest. Like, alam mo, kahit gano'ng kaganda ang market, you don't invest kasi maganda lang yung market eh. You invest because you believe in the market, you believe in this kind of investments. That for me is really more important. It's really more important.
So you think the people who are investing now in Bitcoin are actually thinking that it will actually work? Pero ako,
Marvin,
yung
if you
okay,
invest in
sige.
the Bitcoin because you believe that's the future, you believe that that's gonna win, then so be it. But you're investing just because it's gonna create market. Then they're creating a lot of risk.
Pero there's a problem though that there's a lot of altcoins that are coming
Yan,
out already
oo.
that pwedeng lumipat din yung mga tao
Yan
dun
yun,
eh.
yan yung idea kasi really we're going in on a charted territory here. It's like a stock that you understand how that there's market force involved. You can actually see the business. There's brick and mortar business behind it. There's actually valuations that you can really answer. Dito wala eh. So that becomes really that's the challenge. So again, if you're thinking that this is here for you, just be careful. Just don't overexpose yourself.
Kasi the thing sa akin, when looking at the charts, no, moving averages and MACD are all bearish already. It's already in the
Question nga,
downtrend.
Marvin, from a technical perspective, can you actually apply those analysis on this?
Yeah.
Diba? Does it actually, pero anong basis, di ba? I mean, ano yung, what does it stand for? What is the fundamental basis of these things? Again, that's a problem, and even regulation can turn around this concern.
Actually, the trigger for yung drop today, I don't know if you know this already, but iba may move na to ban it in South Korea.
Yeah.
So South Korea was the biggest proponent of Bitcoin.
I know in
sana.
UAE I think it's banned. So mga ganun bagay. So those things are always going to be a factor.
So ako
Having said that, kahit naman magtayo ka ng restaurant, may risk din naman na ganun.
totoo yun.
Pero
Pero
even a good stock, then you'll go.
ako I think if the downtrend continues, 5,000 yung bagsak ng Bitcoin.
A lot of people say naman talaga kasi that's the price should be something like that talaga. No? So the fact that it's at twice as much, the correction will be expect steep volatilities.
Okay.
Purely driven by ano to ngayon by demand that is based on I don't know where it's based on. That's my contention. That's why it's not something that I would want to do it. It's not even something that I would recommend for people because nga of the idea is never invest in something you don't understand.
But there's a lot of people commenting on your page right now about Bitcoin mining. No, what's your comment on that? People spending
Well, I've
money.
son, no, that video is not mine. It was sent to me by a friend who actually is leasing from their property to do it that way.
So yun yung kumikita, good market, bad market. The one who's leasing
diba?
earns
Ganun
money.
So the whole
Mayaman yata yung tao na yun.
mayaman. Kibigin natin. So the whole idea, and alam mo yon, looking at the video itself, watch it in my page.
Oo, go this
Parang,
page.
Ito ba yung negosyo na to? Parang ganun titingnan mo, no? So really, it's just a machine that tries to look for, things like that. So not something that palatable to me.
Okay.
Again, this is a personal thing.
So now, this Saturday, we're talking about investing insights, no? We will talk about where we believe not just the market is headed, but specific investments that will do well this 2018.
That's what you can hear from Marvin. Ako, front act lang ako talaga.
No, but what if...
We have a bonus pala, no? We'll have a closer look on property.
Yeah.
Kasi property, hindi naman mawawala yan. So, we have our friend Carl Day is joining us.
So, but what do you, is there any snippet that you want to give them on what they can expect from what you will share this Saturday?
Well, I want to talk to you about what's happening in the nation.
By the way, the link is below to register.
What's going on, how trade will have an impact, and so forth and so on. These things I want to talk. And again, at the end of the day, how you want to be able to craft your investment strategies according to what's happening, but really according to what your objectives would be. And then the specifics, Marvin's going to take care of that.
Interesting.
So
this will
Marvin's
be...
going to tell you paano yumaman.
This will be in SMX or
Aura,
1
one of the
p.m.
rooms upstairs.
Yeah, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
This Saturday. So
Yep.
very, very interesting.
It's nice to invest in learning first. Tsaka it's the beginning of the year, you know. So we want to be able to do that for you.
Okay, so that's
But
it.
ahead,
Yeah.
it's not our only partnership. We plan on we're gonna be in the Middle East.
Money
We have to be
Talks.
Dubai, Money Talks, and March. Oh, I forgot the date. Is it 7? Friday.
Second week.
Second Friday of March. So with Marvin, our friend Tony Herbosa, Salve Duplito, we're gonna be there. Then of course we just had a meeting on things
Icon
like
2018.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
exciting. So you can't preempt, no preempt.
We won't tell you details yet, but
Pero I'm also excited.
save the date, May 26, 2018.
I know we say this, I think, but
Yeah.
this is gonna be the best ever so far.
Because Randall Johnson
Because Marvin's
is
there.
there. Okay.
Front act lang talaga ako ni Marvin.
Sige, greet mo muna yung mga nag-ano
sige.
sa'yo. Dami nag-greet sa'yo. Dami.
Ikaw yan,
Wait,
ikaw
wait,
yan.
wait, wait. Dami yung...
Page mo yan eh, sa'yo yan.
DJ Gonzalez from South Korea.
Hello.
G. Valdez. Noel Hilaldo. Tawag sa
I hear it's
legend.
really core, no?
Legend ka daw. That
Pag legend, alamat, di ba?
R. Gonzalez, sabi niya, that's true, Sir Randall. Madami taga Dubai. Don Manluyo watching from UAE. Francis Daliva from UAE.
Money
Martin
Talks,
Luis.
Money Talks, UAE, early bird hanggang February 14.
Oh, si Pablo Santos is watching. Marvin Dungaw.
Yung mga kaibigan ko sa Dubai, hindi pa kayo nagkatrabaho.
Luis
Laki na
Delin.
video,
Maaga pa, 8 a.m. pa lang.
Okay.
Luis Delin, JFC. Daming JFC ah.
JFC.
Okay. Annalyn, should they be afraid of Bitcoin's downtrend? Shana Sino, hello.
I think so.
Should they be scared?
Yeah, if you're invested, but if you're invested, then like me, I don't care.
Will
I'm not invested.
it be a problem in the future? Pero eto. Is it something that could cause a crash in the future? It will trigger like a global financial crisis.
Hindi naman, kasi how much money is really in there? Diba? Everything is
Okay.
more speculative. So I don't think so.
Okay,
I mean, it could spook a lot of people, but
it's not something that will cause a crash.
It might be good for the equities market kasi nga people are really can appreciate the equities market more because of the Bitcoin volatilities.
Okay. So, yun, this is just a quick snippet
Meron
of...
pa dyan? Sige
Meron
pa.
pa.
Meron
Si
pa.
Sean
Taiwan,
Day
Taiwan.
Fulsher, Jepoy.
I'll be in Taiwan in April.
April, what part of Taiwan?
Taipei.
Nakabook ka na ba?
Yep.
But
But it's gonna be a personal trip, but I can meet Filipinos there if they're there.
John Batula. Okay, Randall Johnson in Taiwan this April. Don Mandrian from Cebu. Anything in Cebu the next...
We're in the work. Yan na pwede announce. We're doing Icon nationwide. So
Nationwide. Okay.
Oh, by and January 27 with Dodong Kakanando in
CDO?
Cagayan and Denise.
Yeah, so if you're from CDO, join us. Ayun, that's it. May isa pa, last na lang.
Kuwait, there are plans for me to go to Kuwait.
Aldrin Casteras, naapekto din po ang Chinese New Year sa pagbaba ng Bitcoin? I didn't get the question as much.
Chinese New Year.
Oo.
Well, Chinese New Year, whether up or down, may Chinese New Year. So.
Okay. Yun, any parting words before we put this
Join
to a
us
close?
on Saturday. No, it's gonna be our first program together with Marvin and a start of many other things. I mean, he's my favorite partner pagdating sa talks, no. Kasi diba? Okay lang ako mag-front act sa kanya. So we're doing that on Saturday. So please join us. There are only a few slots left that they can take, but we can open a few more if it need be. And then Dubai. Excited ako for Money Talks Dubai. We've been together but never in Money Talks together. So that's something that's new for us. And then Icon.
Alright, so I guess that's it for now. Expect another video naman with Carl D today. So more snippets of what you can expect for Investing Insights 2018. Again, this will give you options on where you can invest for 2018, the good, the bad, the pros, the cons, where you could possibly lose money
See
as well.
I'll be in Osaka in February. Baka gusto makapag-meet up.
Sapporo.
Sapporo, wala naman siguro. But Osaka. So I'll be in Osaka also. Osaka, Japan.
Yeah, so dami no, grabe. Lined up yung year. Ako,
Siya rin.
masaya lang ako maging parte ng buhay niya. The link, Brenda Balatao is below. No, you just click it, bit.ly/investinginsights 2018. So, all of the details on how you can register are all there. So, we're looking forward to see you.
Saturday.
Yeah, and if you can sign books also, ano yan, mahal oras.
Then.
So, that's all for now. Thank you so much, everyone. Stocks by request. Hopefully, magawa ko siya tonight. God bless you.